Hi, I'm Shane Croucher of IBTimes UK, and I've come to London City Hall to speak with Kit Malthouse, Deputy Mayor for Business and Enterprise, about what the capital's doing to attract the lucrative Islamic finance market here. So Kit, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem, it's freezing, but I'm happy to be here.
London's making a concerted effort to attract the Islamic finance market, so why are you doing that, and what exactly are your ambitions?
Well, bluntly, because we're doing it because we see the huge potential of the Islamic finance market. If London is going to remain as the world's premier financial hub, then we have to look at these new and emerging product areas and financial phenomenon and grasp them with both hands. And Islamic finance, well, it's growing very strongly at the moment, we think has huge potential. And so London needs to be in the forefront of that in the same way, as we're the biggest offshore centre for the renminbi, and we see the Chinese currency and Chinese financial transactions going to be critical for the future. The Islamic world is the same, and so we're very keen to embrace it. And thus far, we've done a number of things. I mean, look, London was the first non-Islamic country to regulate Islamic finance back in 2004. We're issuing government bonds now, which are Sharia compliant. A lot of our construction projects here now have Sharia products as part of it. And then fundamentally, we bid for, and we're happy to win, the World Islamic Economic Forum just last month, first time it's ever been held outside the Islamic world. And there the delegates saw that London is a place that wants to embrace Sharia finance and to see it grow.
So what challenges do you face at the moment? Are there any regulatory sort of bumps to overcome? Or?
No, there are no regulatory bumps. I think the main challenge, frankly, is a kind of cultural one. And I think it's to illustrate to the non-Muslim world that Sharia finance is actually just another form of ethical investing. And that Sharia finance is not just an investment product for Muslims. Non-Muslims can buy Sharia-compliant products, and in many ways to certain other groups and types of people, they might be very attractive. Because of the exclusions of investment, ethical investing is critical, and this kind of profit-sharing motive, you can see why other people would be interested. And so I think the promotion of Islamic finance in London into the wider, if you like, non-Muslim world as an investment product which should take its place alongside every other investment product, form part of somebody's portfolio, I think that's the main cultural problem.
And you mentioned before the UK's first ever, and indeed probably the world's first ever Sharia compliant bond from a non-Islamic government. What else can the central government do to help you attract this market here, or can you just do it alone?
Well, no, we need national and city government to work together. I mean, obviously we can create a very welcoming framework here. The rest of the world is here doing business. It's hopefully the Muslim world will be. It is already, and hopefully will be in greater strength. What we need is for the government, I guess, to do what it's doing, which is join us in that welcoming, because the political atmosphere is important, to be politically welcoming, but also to continue to issue bonds and finance instruments which are available to the Sharia-compliant world. The government started to do that, 200 million, hopefully there will be more to come, but also to allow, I guess, a regulatory framework in which our existing banks can have Sharia-compliant, departments or sections which don't interfere overall with the regulatory requirements overall. So we do have at the moment, I think, 22 of our banks have Sharia-compliant departments that issue bonds and all the rest of it. So not interfering with that regulatory balance is going to be critical. And then also, frankly, continuing to license Sharia-compliant banks. We already have 3 in London. We'd like to have a lot more.
London's pitching itself as becoming the Western hub of Islamic finance and the hub in the non-Islamic world. Who are your competitors for that position? Because it seems like you're sticking your neck out a bit. I can't think of anyone else who's actually...
Yeah, at the moment, no one. And that's how we'd like it to be. London, as I say, is the world's preeminent financial centre now. We're probably bigger than New York. We'd like to stay ahead of the game. And so Islamic finance is a critical part of that, and that's why we're grabbing it with both hands, if you like, so we can be first mover advantage, way out in front of the rest of the Western world, if you like, in promoting it as well. But also, London has the advantage of being a city in which many people from the Muslim world are very comfortable in doing business. We don't have the political problems that they might have elsewhere in the world, and everybody is welcome here in London, and people come here in harmony to make money. And we'd like, that advantage, if you like, to be promulgated out of the world. So, in fact, nobody bothers to compete with us in the future because we're so preeminent.
And if your ambitions are fully realised and London does become that Islamic finance hub, what will that mean for the capital's economy?
Well, potentially it's huge. I mean, obviously, Financial services in London is our biggest economic sector. It contributes 62 billion to our economy, employs nearly 500,000 people, and it also has a huge ripple effect outside of the capital. So financial services in London is a big employer in Birmingham, Manchester, down in the southwest of the country. And so it has the potential to create a, an even bigger sector for us. As things come and go, some financial service sectors are more mobile than others, so we're the European capital for hedge funds, for instance, at the moment, but you never know what's going to happen with that. We need to keep a critical mass here, and so adding new financial products and new financial areas which are growing to it, like Islamic finance, is absolutely critical to that.
Thanks very much for joining us, Kit.
No problem.